Hello, wonderful people. This is Wilson Mutua, and this is your program, Impact Initiative. So, today I want us to look at organizational management, a lesson from the creation or from nature, the things that God has created. Now, we need to understand that King Solomon, would just go and observing what God had created. He would visit the ants and he would learn a lot of principles on management. And I believe that's how he became a very great king, because he derived his management principle from the wisdom of God, and even in what was embedded from the creation of God, because the creation of God communicates the nature, the mind of God. And when you study creation of God in the right way, and God opening your eyes to be able to decode what is hidden in the creation of God, then you can be able to apply those principles in the management practices, and you can't go wrong. So today I want us to look at organizational management, and I want to start by stating this statement that wisdom is the ability to see the shapes and the forms and the structures of the organization even before you start building your organization. That wisdom is the ability, the wisdom that you need to manage your organization, and that is the wisdom that comes from God. It's the ability to see the shapes, the forms, and the structures of your organization even before you start building and developing your organization. So wisdom forearms you, or wisdom for equips you before you start managing your organization, or before you engage in the management practices. Proverbs chapter 8 and verse 22. The Lord possessed me at the beginning of his way, before his works of old, that the Lord possessed me. He's referring to the wisdom. This is the wisdom of God, and this is Christ even before incarnation in the body of Jesus. And he declares that he was the wisdom that formed and created the earth. And in verse 22, the Lord possessed me, that is wisdom, at the beginning of his way, or at the beginning of his operations, and before his works of old. And so wisdom, it is possession of the ability to see the forms, the shapes, and the structures, that even before God created the earth, wisdom was already in possession. God was in possession of the wisdom. God saw the shapes, the forms, the structures of how the world would be, and even before he started building. And in verse 23 of Proverbs chapter 8, I have been established from the everlasting, that is wisdom, from the beginning, before there was ever the earth. So wisdom was established from the beginning, even before the earth was put in place. So wisdom, we are saying, it is the ability to see the shapes, the forms, the structures of your organization before you start building, that you're able to embrace the values, the mentalities, the philosophy, and the organizational flow, the structures of your organization, even before you start off. Now, let's look at the solar system. The solar system communicates the idea of how well to manage your organization. Now, in the solar system, we see the sun is the core of the solar system, because the planetary bodies, they rotate, or they move around the sun. They rotate around the sun because of the gravitational pull towards the sun. And so the sun has the power to attract its planetary body towards it, but it allows them to orbit around it at a certain orbital path that is determined by certain factors that are quite scientific. The reason why our planet, for instance, or maybe planet Mars, orbits around the sun at that orbital path, it is because of the speed and the movement with which it orbits the sun, that it has identified a particular orbital path that allows it to orbit along that path, and there is no place for collision. And so the sun is the core, because it is the point of gravitational pull. It is the epicenter of this organization. And as the leaders, we are supposed to be the epicenter, the top management of any organization. You're supposed to be like the sun. You're supposed to be like a king. You're supposed to have that gravitational pull, pulling people to the vision, pulling people to embracing the values, pulling people to corporate vision, pulling people to work together as a team, pulling people to common sight and common unity and common sight of the organizational vision, and even the plan that you have as an organization. And so any organization must have a sun, must have the core. And this sun can also be the core values that govern any particular organization, issues of integrity, issues of faithfulness, transparency, issues of character, etc. So the church is the core of any organization, and even the family is the core of every society, just as the sun is to the solar system, pulling all the planetary body towards it because of a gravitational pull. So every leadership must have the ability to pull people. You have, as a leader, you must have gravitational pull that pulls people towards a vision, not to yourself as an individual, but to the corporate vision, to the issues of organizational management, and to the vision of the organization. You're able to pull people towards achieving that common objective of your organization. Now, what else do we say in the solar system? When we are looking at the solar system, we are supposed to detect principles about organizational management. One thing that we are able to identify from the solar system in the area of management, it is placement. We see each and every planet in the solar system orbits along its path, and we see there is placement. You'll never see planet Earth orbiting along the same orbital path with the planet Mars or Venus or Pluto, because every planet has identified its orbital path, and it will never get out of that orbital path to collide with other planetary bodies within the solar system. So the issue of placement is important even in the organization. It's very important. Every component, every member of a particular organization, it is important to identify and design your place of placement so that you don't collide, that you orbit along your area of service, your area of delivery, and that you don't feel envy when people are succeeding within the same organization, because you know that you have an orbital path that is designed for you, and out of that you're able to bring beauty in the solar system. Now, the other thing we see in the solar system is harmony. And harmony is the way elements or components function in relation, and they operate, and they also relate to each other. Now, in an organization, we need to see harmony. In the solar system, we see harmony, the solar system, and we see planets and all the objects and the bodies within the same. They have achieved harmonious existence within the solar system. There is no correlation. And I'm saying that harmony is the way things exist, or even people in an organization, in relations to the other, the way they operate, their functionality, their existence, their area of service in relation to others. So they don't operate in isolation. And in that particular setup, they achieve harmony, that every person is doing what is or he or she is allocated to do or assigned to do by the organization or by the management. And by that we achieve harmony. There is no conflict. That means whatever I am doing, I am cognizant that someone else is doing something different. At the end of the day, we are supposed to achieve a common objective for our organization. So we need to be in a harmonious environment. We need to work in a harmonious organization. Now, order, we also see order. There's a lot of order in the solar system. And where order exists is the flow of authority and information. Order facilitates, unhindered or good flow of information, or accurate flow of information and order. In the place of lack of order, there is no proper flow of information, there is breakdown of information, and there is no order, there is no rank. People are not able to know who they answer to. And so we see order in the solar system. It's an orderly environment, that the Earth will never crash with the planet Mars or Venus or Mercury, and everything is orderly. And finally, all those components put together within the solar system, they bring out the beauty. They bring out such a beauty. That means the sun, as much as it is so bright and it is able to release sun, to release light and be so brilliant and shine within the solar system, it cannot be complete without the other planetary bodies within it. Because the beauty of the solar system, it is not just because of the sun shining at the middle or at the core of the solar system, but the beauty of the solar system, it is a combination of all the components of the solar system, every part and parcel of the solar system doing their part. You can see the beauty of the solar system and the way they go around the sun. And that beauty is produced by all elements and all components within the solar system doing their part. So God bless you so much. I said my name is Wilson Mutua, and this is Impact Initiative. God bless you.